So, if drugs will make a well person sick, how can drugs make a sick person well? So, today I want to talk to you about the topic of forgiveness. I want to go over a few things taken from the book Quantum Techniques LLC, from one of their books. And, my passion is health. And the irony is, forgiveness is something that we can practice fairly easily. And we fail to realize because traditionally it's looked at as a sign of weakness when it actually isn't, when it's about you and being able to heal yourself. So first, let's go over what is forgiveness. To forgive, according to the Webster's Dictionary, it is to give up resentment against or the desire to punish. The dictionary gives us a pretty straightforward, easy to understand definition. However, forgiveness is so straightforward. Why are so many people not rushing to do it? Why do resentments run so deep, last so long, and destroy so many? Maybe forgiveness is not as straightforward as it seems. Even among those who write of forgiveness, there is disagreement on the details. So I'm going to go over some guidelines to help us sort out what forgiveness is and is not from this book. So forgiveness is the peace you learn to heal, is the peace you learn to feel when you resolve your grievances. It is the gift at the end of the healing process. However, it can also begin a process or be a byproduct of ongoing healing. Forgiveness is for you and not the offender. I'll say that again. Forgiveness is for you and not the offender. It is an internal process that is a feeling of wellness, freedom, and acceptance. And my own personal experience with this that I've shared before is even in like a romantic relationship with someone who cost me a lot of money and hurt me. Not that I was perfect, of course, but the most profound things start to happen in my life when I let that go and I was just ready to move forward. Not that I let the person back into my life, but it is also freeing. We fail to realize when we beef or have certain issues with so many people that they actually control us. If someone is causing you to yell, so on and so forth, and have all these issues, that's a you problem. It's not them. You're giving over your control and your power. There's physiological things that we can discuss as well when it comes to forgiveness, and you could just do a quick search in YouTube or Google. Not practicing forgiveness, it destroys the heart. That's why heart disease is so rampant in this country. People fail to realize the impact that toxic and negative emotions have on our health. So we really need to guard our hearts with stuff. If you don't like someone or have an issue, you need to find a way to be indifferent to them and not practice a level of hatred. Or if they've wronged you, again, find a way to forgive because it's for you, not for them. Forgiveness is about your healing and not about the people who hurt you. It is accepting that nothing we do to punish them will heal us. Again, it will only destroy us, seeking revenge, of course. It is no longer wanting them to suffer as much as we did. Forgiveness is about taking back your power and becoming a hero instead of a victim. It is no longer building your identity around something that happened in the past. It is recognizing that we no longer need our grudge, resentments, and hatred or self-pity. Forgiveness helps us get control over our feelings. You may still remember what happened, but you can let go of the intense emotions attached to incidents of the past. As I said, finding a way to be indifferent and making peace with things. Forgiveness is a choice. You can claim the right to stop hurting and to stop being hurt by events that were unfair in the first place. Forgiveness is about moving on. It is freeing up and putting to be better use the energy once consumed by harboring resentments and nursing unhealed wounds. It takes a break from the cycle of abuse. And let me just add, when we talk about freeing up energy, there's only 24 hours in a day. And what fascinates me sometimes is when people have a strong dislike for one another, that they can sit and just go back and forth. If it's established that we don't like each other, it's just best for us to separate. But again, one of the things too, when we talk about intense negative emotions, our brain, when we experience things like anger or any negative emotions, you can look this up, you produce acid actually in your body, and all of your physiological processes start to get suppressed. So another reason to forgive and not practice anger and having negative emotions towards someone is you suppress your immune system. So being angry at people actually makes you sick. Don't take my word for it. Just look into this. Toxic emotions actually ruin your physical health. There's no advantage to being upset at someone. So now that we've defined what forgiveness is, let's talk about what it isn't. Forgiveness is not about forgetting that something painful happened, but forgiving the people who hurt you. You do not erase the painful experience from your memory, and of course, you don't let them back into your life to harm you, but you separate the things. Those experiences have a great deal to teach you, both not about being victimized again, you're not victimizing others. Forgiveness is not condoning unkindness, but forgiving the people who hurt you, you're not saying that what was done was acceptable or unimportant. It's not about excusing poor behavior. Forgiveness is not denying or minimizing your hurt. It does not mean you give up having feelings. The injury and injustices you experienced were painful and unfair when they originally occurred. You can retain your ability to be angry, but just use it more wisely. Forgiveness, the people you forgive are not absolved of all responsibility for their actions. They're still responsible for what they did, but you just have to make peace with the past. Again, it's about you, not them. Forgiveness does not mean reconciling with the offender. So it doesn't mean y'all become friends and all of a sudden you forget. There may be reasons apart from the forgiven offense for which you do not wish to reconcile. Reconciliation is a choice. However, it's nearly impossible to reconcile with someone you have not forgiven. Forgiveness is not clear-cut one-time decision. No matter how sincerely we want to let go of the past and move on with our life, forgiveness cannot be forced. It is what happens naturally as a result of confronting painful past experiences and healing wounds. And I just want to add some things too. If you look into the scriptures of the Holy Bible, it talks a lot about forgiveness. There's just so much rich wisdom in there around this. And again, I would really, really encourage people, because we do feel justified and we get caught up in our self-pity and loathing when people wrong us and fail to realize that we're destroying ourselves by giving our energy and our thoughts over to someone who's wronged us. Like they say about how somebody can rent space in your head. It amazes me the level of time we can spend and we give. Like, again, we only have 24 hours a day that we give to people that we really, really don't like, rather than finding time to move forward. You know, that app TikTok, ironically, when you think of TikTok, that means the clock is ticking, folks. We're definitely in the end times, and how are you going to use this little bit of time that you have left? Are you going to use it to be caught up with the people that you dislike? Or are you going to use it to get as much as you can out of this life and help one another? So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. And yet again, so forgiveness is one of those medicines, separate from salt and the foods, superfoods, so on and so forth. This is something that costs you nothing monetarily, that we all have access to. So please practice it, and you'll be much better mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and your body will thank you. I'm out.